Hello. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome, 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 welcome to this powerful webinar, The Queen's English with Nurses. Right? If you can hear me, please drop a comment in the comment section. If you can hear me, drop a comment in the comment section. Okay? I'm waiting for our guests to join me in the guest section so that I can add that up. Right? Welcome, everyone. Please, if you can hear my voice, kindly introduce yourself. Introduce yourself in the comment section. Let us know where you are joining us from. I am Adeswa Oni, the Stepped Up Nurse, and I'm the founder of Stepped Up Nurse Academy. Right? Yeah. Okay, I can see Becky. I can see, okay. There are quite a number of people here already. I think we were all so eager to be in this webinar. And I want to say thank you. Thank you to everyone that deemed it fit to be in this place tonight. Right? I believe that when you get here and stay till the very end, you are not going to have regrets that you were part of this webinar. Right? So we will try to wrap it up on time. So please try to stay with us till the very end, because at that point where you decide to leave may be the point that will bring that complete change, that turning point you have been aspiring to get. Right? Thank you so much. Thank you for joining. So please, if you can hear me, let me know, right? Let me know that you can hear me. Good evening, good evening. Yes, okay, I can see Shoyoyo Oluwakemi from Lagos State. I can see Becky Ehiwe. Yeah, please let us know where you are joining us from, right? I am Adeswa Oni. I'm presently in Kaduna State of Nigeria. So many people don't know where I'm based. So today I have let the cat out of the bag, right? Okay, so that's for now. Yes, that's for now. Anything can change anytime. I could just be in the south, or I could just be in the west or in the east anytime, right? So please, if you're joining us for the first time, please drop your name and your number. Let's know where you're joining us from. Welcome to the Queen's English. Okay, so I'm just going to go into it straight because I don't want to waste our time, right? I don't want to waste our time. So I'm expecting our guest to join with the guest link. I'm sure she will soon be here, right? So why did I decide to come up with this webinar, right? Why this webinar? Why Queen's English? Why are we here tonight? That's the first question, I guess. Why are we here tonight? Now, nurses are people that everyone in the world will have a reason or the other to meet at one stage of their lives or the other, fundamentally, right? Yeah, maybe in the third world, there might be some countries that a woman will have a child and will not be attended to by a midwife or be attended to by a nurse, or one way or the other, some people may escape passing through the hospital or the clinic area all through their lives. But trust me, it is very rare, very rare. And for you to be a nurse and not be able to express yourself in a perfect manner is a problem, right? Since I started Stepped Up Nurse Academy, I've met a lot of nurses that are very good speakers, right? There was a time we had a small quiz and I was asking people, which is easier, to speak or to write? But from the way people pass ielts, you would be able to see obviously that it is easy for people to speak than for people to write, because when you write, all your blunders will begin to show, and those are part of things we want to trash tonight, right? The writing blunders, the pronunciation problems, the vocabulary problems, the sentence construction problems. Some people are good nurses, they are fantastic nurses, but they have problem with constructing good English. Simple sentences, simple phrases, simple clauses becomes an issue. I believe that if you have joined me tonight, you have probably seen the copy that I wrote to invite people for this program. And the first thing I wrote is, I'm Adeswa, I'm Chinyere, I'm Olufunke. People go around saying I'm where you are supposed to say I am, right? It's supposed to be a collapse of the letter I and the letter M together, right? So when you don't want to say I am Adeswa, please have the energy enough to write I apostrophe N, right? It's supposed to look that way. You're not supposed to be, it's not supposed to be a way to type fast. If you want to type fast, you can write the right back, BRB. And we know you wrote BRB, which is not even the best. Because on social media, if you are truly a brand that appreciates everything that comes out of her, you want to be conscious of what you write, except it's a typographical error. You know, we have typographical errors that you didn't plan for. Such things could happen. You did not plan that it will come out that way. That's totally different from intentional vocabulary problems. Like you actually did not know that what you wrote was wrong. It's a different thing if you knew that, oh, it was a mistake, it was a typo. A typo is totally different, right? So let me not go too much into details, right? We are going to be trashing these things. And if people pass IELTS, people pass speaking, you will see people score 9.999 in speaking, people score 8.5 in speaking, people score 8 in speaking, people score 7.5 in speaking. And then when it comes to writing, they score 6. When it comes to reading, they score 6. And you ask yourself, what's the problem? Does it mean that everything you are saying, you are just saying it, but you cannot even write it? I know that there are different things that actually come up when it comes to writing. I know a lot of things come up that may not be entirely your fault. That may not be what you planned for, right? Maybe you actually knew it, but the way it came out, it didn't in the writing, maybe it didn't come out well, right? So I plan to write a book and prepare a course to share with us how I passed IELTS in a single sitting, right? I will be bringing us abreast about this. So if you're on the WhatsApp group, please endeavor to remain on the WhatsApp group and pay attention to updates I'm going to be sending over the next few weeks, because I saw that this would really help people. A lot of people spend 83,000 naira paying for IELTS classes and being a victim all over again and again and again. The same mistakes they were making when they wrote the first one will probably be the same mistake they will encounter when they wrote the second, the third, the fourth, and you keep dashing out your money to the British man, to the Briton. You're giving out your money without even sitting back to ask yourself, what actually is the problem? Right? That's supposed to be the first thing. Immediately you fail one IELTS, the first thing to do is to sit back and ask yourself, what was the problem? Where did I fall? Where did I miss it? And immediately you can spot, okay, this is where I have problems. I think you should work on that problem without dropping the other modules that you have passed. Because if you say, oh, I have problem with writing, you know, I know a lot of people that have now focused on writing so much. When they now eventually pass writing, they will fail reading, right? It becomes a problem. These are part of the things I'm going to trash. And I'm going to talk about fail-proof, as in fail-proof practices that you can put in place that will help you to actually pass IELTS. Because trust me, IELTS is easy to pass if you know the ropes, right? I have friends that teach IELTS, right? I have people that teach IELTS, right? And they are good. But some people take these trainings and still fail IELTS. So that's what you should ask yourself. What exactly is wrong, right? So welcome, everyone. Welcome. I believe that if we cannot finish tonight, maybe we will plan another day to have the part 2 of this session, but I am hoping that tonight we are going to totally wrap it up. So we are waiting for others to join us. I'm waiting for others to join us, right? So please drop a message in the WhatsApp group you are in and let others know that we are waiting. Just let them, just say we are waiting, we are waiting, we are waiting, we are waiting, we are waiting for you. We are waiting for you. Do a screenshot. You can do a screenshot of this page and let everyone know that we are waiting. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Can we hear me? Okay, now I can see our guest. Thank you. Finally. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you
It's
so
good to have
much.
you. It's
It's
so
an
good
honor
to
to
have
be
you.
here.
Yes,
Thank you.
mama.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Mhm.
Uh, so it's good to have our guest here. She's Mrs. Juicy. She actually is been teaching people English for years. As in, when I met her on LinkedIn, I was blown off. I was like, God, do people like this exist? I was actually very, very impressed. And when we met, we brought our meeting from LinkedIn to WhatsApp, and I was like, we got talking, and I was like, wow, this is really amazing. And I was like, oh, nurses need this. Nurses actually need this. See, there is no profession where we don't need you, ma. You are just the
Mm.
bomb. Yeah, there's no profession that does not need English. And no matter how much we want to say, oh, it's not my mother's tongue, it's not my mother tongue, it's not my mother tongue. Well, at the end of the day, in a country like Nigeria, you actually need to be able to converse in English. You actually need to be able to pass English. Like,
Mm,
and if you want to relocate, there actually has to be a sign that, okay, you can communicate in English properly. So thank
exactly.
you. Join me to bring the main coach, as in she's the best. She's the best in this business. Welcome
Thank
on
you
board,
so
ma.
much.
You
Thank
have
you
the
so
floor. I'd
much.
already said a lot of things before you came on board, so you can
Mm.
just carry on, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much. I am honored to be in your midst, and I hope at the end of this webinar you be glad that you did not miss it. Now, in order not to waste your time, let's go straight to the point. Now, the English language is a borrowed language. It's a borrowed language because we are not from England. We are not from America. We borrowed it because it is a language of communication. It is a language of education. It is a language of everything that we have to use to be able to leverage on our skills to make progress
Mm,
in life. We have to use it not because we want to, but because we have to. If
mm,
you are not well equipped with using the English language, you will be relegated to the background, no
yeah,
matter how skilled you are,
you are.
no matter how powerful you are. If people know that you cannot communicate with them very well, they have this unconscious way of putting you aside. Go away.
Mm,
Let's see the people that are important. That is what
mm,
English can turn you into. It cuts across every profession. It doesn't matter whether you are a bricklayer, it doesn't matter whether you are a cook, it doesn't matter whether you are a cobbler. The English language is a very big leverage that you can use to be
mm,
up there if you want to, because it's a decision that you will make by yourself. Nobody will force you. Now, as professionals in the medical field, you should understand that the four aspects of the English language, the speaking, the reading, the writing, and the listening, they are very, very key in
mm,
making you to be very, very powerful as a skilled nurse and as a professional. Why did I say that? When you are with your patients, you listen to them. That is when you know and understand why they have come to the hospital. That is when you know and understand what they are going through. So you must be able to use these four aspects very well. Very well, to the point that even when there is no verbal communication, you should be
mm,
able to detect what someone is saying. For example, speaking now, you speak across borders. You speak whether the person is in your profession or not. So you must be very, very careful about the way you talk.
mm.
Talking is different from speaking. Let me tell you the
Yeah.
difference. Speaking has four main reasons why we speak. We speak to persuade, we speak to educate, we speak to
Mm.
entertain, and we speak to inform. But
Ah,
when you
please
talk,
write that down in the comment section. Write that down in the comment section. I want to see that, please. Thank you so much.
you talk because you want to express your emotions, or you just want to pass
Mm,
information about a particular thing that might be happening around that place. You don't
mm,
necessarily have to inform anybody about maybe something that you have gone through. You just want to express yourself. Let them know that
mm,
I know what they are talking about. Let me talk and
mm.
add my own. But when you
Yeah.
are speaking, you must have the four aspects of speaking when you talk, because talking and speaking are interchanged, but they have different reasons why we speak and talk. So when we talk, because most times we only speak when we are given an assignment. That
Mm,
assignment can be to inform your audience, it can be to entertain your audience. It can be to persuade them to buy something from you, or it can
Okay.
just be that you just want to entertain or whatever, but it must have a reason. So when you speak as a nurse and you want to your English to stand out, you must
Mm.
understand that you must not be careless. You must not be careless because words are powerful. Like
Yeah.
Yoruba people will say, words are like an egg. When it drops and cracks, you cannot pack them back.
Cannot pick it up. Mm.
Yes. So, as a professional that you are, you must be intentional about speaking positive words, seed words. What do I mean by seed words? Seed words that will grow and multiply into something beautiful.
Mm.
You don't speak poisonous words. Poisonous words will poison the system. So you speak words that are seeds, seeds that are potent, that can grow and multiply. And what do they multiply? They multiply good fruits. Good
Mm.
fruits. They multiply good fruits that will enhance good health, which is your profession. So when someone comes to the hospital and you are on duty, it doesn't matter what you have faced at home. It doesn't matter how you are feeling at that time. You have assumed another character entirely
Mm.
from what you brought from your house. So you must wear the characteristics of your profession, a nurse, and attend to them from your words, your actions, your look, your expression. So everything encompasses what you speak out. It doesn't really mean how you have to just speak. Your actions too. They are words in their own way. So, like our flyer said, he said blunders in speaking. What is a blunder? It is a careless mistake. It is a
Mm.
stupid mistake. A blunder is a careless or a stupid mistake.
Mm.
You must never allow that to affect you. You must be intentional about planting a positive seed in your patients, in the people that know you as a professional. So you
Mm.
must never make that blunder. At a point, I heard Adeswa saying that when you ask, how are you? You say, I'm fine. Now, let me explain I'm fine to you. Let me tell you a story. Juliet was going to school one morning, and I was excited to see her. As she came out of the house, I wanted to really know how she felt about how school would look like. And I asked her, Juliet, how are you? And she said, I'm fine. I was shocked. I said, come back here. Why did you answer me in that manner? And by the way, why did you kick yourself out of the conversation? She said, kick myself out of the
Mm.
conversation. I
Mm.
said, yes, you kicked yourself out of the conversation because you omitted the word I when you said, I'm fine. You are supposed to say, I am fine or
Bam.
I am fine. So that is exactly what you do when you say, I'm fine. You are excluding yourself from a conversation that is about you. The conversation is incomplete when you don't put I, because you have told yourself that you are not useful. So let me
Mm.
remove the I and then use am. Let me tell you what am is. Am is a linking verb.
Bam.
It is a linking verb. And without a pronoun or a noun, am, where, are, was is useless. So if you are still using am, you better readjust. Put you in the statement by putting I am, or you
I'm
say
fine.
I am. That is the short form. If you don't want to say I am, you say I am fine. So the English language is a complicated language, but you can make it easier by speaking simple sentences. You do not need to use grammar. Nobody will understand you. Be as simple as possible. You you can imagine going to the market and you want to buy pepper from a pepper seller, and you now tell her, good morning, ma'am. Please, I would like some fresh tomatoes. The woman like, ah, which one is what is she
What's
saying?
wrong with this one?
What's wrong with this one? Is she drunk? No. You first of all relate with the woman and know her temperament before you now start pricing the tomatoes. That is what a professional nurse does. She knows the temperament of her patient before she now starts joking, because you don't know the condition the patient has brought to the hospital, and then you want to joke first before you now find out how the person is feeling. That is what we do when we do not know how to speak intentionally. We put the cart before the horse
The
instead of
horse.
the horse before the cart. So you must be intentional. And the English language is so simple. Speak it at your own pace and at your own tone. Do you know that there's African English? They know
Mm.
that we don't come from their place, so they understand us. Speak it in a way that you will communicate, not copy them. Don't copy white people. Have you ever seen a white man copying a Yoruba man when he's speaking Yoruba? He uses the English intonation to speak the Yoruba language. So use your African intonation to speak the English language, but make sure that the communication is clear. You are passing an information and they understand you. So that is the simple way of expressing yourself. In the four aspects of the English language, there are hacks that will simplify everything you need to pass through in the examination. Now, you first ask
Mm.
yourself, why am I writing this examination? Why am I relocating to where I want to go to? I want to go and work. Now, in the examination, there are places where they expect that you express the intentions that you have in going there in it. So don't be scared about
Mm.
what are they trying to say. They are
See.
psychologists. They are psychologists. They are trying to know what is in your mind by what you want to express. So what you write will be either used against you or for you. So you have to be very, very conscious and careful. Now, blunders are made out of one, pride. Blunders can be made out of I too know. I know
Mm.
too much. I don't want to learn again. What can that one teach me? As a professional, you must never have that attitude. A professional must always be ready to learn. So the
Ready to
more you
learn.
learn, yes, the more you learn, the more you practice, the better you become. So blunders can be intentionally with the kind of attitude that you have, or unintentionally by ignorance. So if you are ignorant, what do? You learn. You learn. Everything can be learned. Everything
Mm.
can be learned. If you want to speak like a white person, it can be learned. If you want to
Yeah.
speak like an Indian, it can be learned. So you try as much as possible to be conscious, self-conscious of what you utter. That is what will make you to excel. When people know that you have a soothing effect in the way you express yourself around them, they will not hesitate to recommend you to others
Yeah.
positively. And so also when it is negative. So try to sow positive seeds by the expressions that you give through the way you speak the English language. Every aspect, like I said, have hacks that you can learn and pass at once. You don't need to be scared before confronting your challenges. When you confront your challenges with confidence, even the challenges will shake. Ah, this one
Omo.
is coming. This one is coming prepared. This one is coming prepared though. Ah, I don't know where I'm going to put my feet. Where should I stand? Like what
Yeah.
Dulce Onyekon say, what you are afraid of is afraid of you, in one of his songs.
Mm. Mm.
Yes. So face your challenges in ielts. It's not even a challenge. It's a promotion. For you to go and write ielts is a promotion. It's not everybody that is capable to write it. It's not everybody that can handle writing it. It's not everybody
Mm.
that can be able to cope with writing it. But when you decide that you want to write it, you must first of all prepare before you prepare.
Mm.
Preparing is having a pre-knowledge of what it is all about before you now take it. So when you go there, you are equipped to face it and pass it very well. Now, vocabulary, on the other hand, is the number of words that you have as a human being, your personal dictionary in your head.
Mm.
Your
Okay.
vocabulary is your personal dictionary. You are the working dictionary of yourself. So, how much of these words are in your vocabulary? The words you speak are a replica of what you have in your vocabulary as a person. So, your vocabulary, how rich is it? How well have you mastered your vocabulary to be able to speak well? If
Fluently.
you have not mastered your vocabulary, learn how to master it. Start from the simplest. And what is the simplest? Start from learning the parts of speech.
Damn.
Every parts of speech. When you master the part of speech, there's nothing they can throw at you.
Hmm.
I don't know where it's coming from in the English language that you will not pass. I don't know. Master that one first. So when you master them, immediately you see a sentence, you calculate, okay, in this sentence, is it verb that is inside? Where is the verb?
Mm.
Where is the noun?
Mm.
Where is the adjective? Where is the
Mm.
adverb? Okay, how am I supposed to use it? Okay, am I supposed to describe it this way? You now analyze before you even start expressing. So it's easier that way. So when you can handle all those aspects, you can now confidently speak your English without any problem. You are always attentive to what people will say. And mind you, it is not everybody that says straight statements. Some people will want to test you by bringing idioms into your statement. So when you don't want to test, let me even know whether this one
I want testers.
knows it, knows a little, said, my auntie kicked the bucket last night. And you know,
Mm-hmm.
was she wearing iron shoes? The person, was she wearing iron shoes? Kick the bucket, you don't know what the bucket is, and you start racking your brain. You see, I said racking, I did not say cracking. Cracking.
That's another problem. People
Yes, so
battle.
I rack my brain. When I want to think, I rack my brain. When I want to crack my brain, I use pestle and crack my brain. And that one is dangerous. So don't say
Mm.
crack. Say I rack my brain when I want to do mathematical equations. I rack my brain to find out ways to uh, communicate with my patients. So you rack your brain, you don't crack your brain. So all these words, when you learn what to do, when to do, and how to do them, you now decide on the tenses that you want to use to express yourself, depending on the situation that you find yourself. If you want to tell somebody about something that happened yesterday, you use past tense. If you want to tell the person about something that is happening presently, you use present continuous. That is the one you have ing them inside. Then if you want to tell the person about the things you do every day, I write every day, I sing every day. That is present tense because you do it every day. If you want to say conditional statement, conditional statement is something has to happen before you take an action. That's conditional statement. If I wear my red dress, I will take a photograph. That's a conditional statement that is hinged on wearing a red dress. So if you don't wear a red dress, the photograph will not be possible. So you must know conditional statements, you must know simple sentences, you must know simple complex sentences, you must know compound sentences, and so on, for you to be able to express yourself as a professional.
Yourself.
But you start from the simple. Start from the simple. You start from the ones you know, and then gradually you expand to what you do not understand. That is how you can learn perfectly. So you start from the simple, then you graduate gradually higher and higher until you become confident enough to mix words that are not common. And when you mix words that are not common, ensure that your audience is advanced to the level that you want to speak that your grammar. If they are not advanced, you are saying rubbish and you are proud, or you don't even know what you are saying. So the simpler you speak the English, the better for you. So Adeso, I don't know if you have anything to add to what I've said, or if there's any question that anyone wants to ask concerning any aspect of the English language, I'm willing to explain. Maybe you give me examples of some blunders and then I just explain it grammatically, or I don't know, whatever.
Okay. Thank you so much. You have actually
Thank you,
said a
ma'am.
lot.
Okay,
And
ma'am.
parts of speech, you made mention of parts of speech, right?
Yes, yes.
Now, there's something I want us to know. In this
Okay.
webinar, we cannot learn everything about parts of speech.
Exactly, exactly. It's
We
very
can't,
wide.
there is no way we will exhaust it, because
It's
these things are things that even in primary school, they taught us over weeks. Like they were taking it step by step. Today they will teach
continuously,
you pronouns,
yes.
tomorrow adverb, today verbs, today nouns,
Yes.
and we're going from one step. So if I usually tell people, I'm sorry to say, if in your primary school it was not trashed, then as
Hmm.
an adult you have to trash it.
Yes.
If you really want to ascend in life, if you have big dreams, if you have
Hmm.
big visions for your life, you cannot, it's not negotiable. See, there are people
Non-negotiable.
that with their adult age, they've gone to pick up
Hmm.
those books you thought you would never use again in your entire life. They've gone to pick it up and sat down with it and gone
Exactly.
through it page to page. Why? Because they can see not just passing ielts. See, passing ielts is just a phase in your life.
Exactly.
What you really need to focus on is the rest of your life. If you are a very popular, imagine, what's the name of this lady that does this series, this lady that is very very funny, that does this
Jennifer.
series, Jennifer, right? Oh mommy, you are so on point. You know, if Jennifer used to speak like Jennifer, and the
Hmm.
day you now really met the Jennifer, she still spoke stupid, you will not follow her.
You
Trust me,
like
if you are a person of value, as in if you have values, you have strong, correct values.
hmm.
If Jennifer acted Jennifer, and then on a normal interview, she's asked to speak, and she's sounding like and you're like, Shay, is it this one I want to be following? You will be overwhelmed and flabbergasted at the same time, because
Exactly.
it's some of these popular actors that people worship, because okay, I know something. People like comedy, people like entertainment. They like these
Exactly.
two things more than what we are doing right here tonight. They value these
Exactly.
two things more than what we are trashing here tonight. In fact, if you address some people, they will tell you, oh, English language, I not bring her come from heaven, no. It not be my mama, it
Exactly.
not be my mama language. But
Hmm.
what makes me exceptional? If you have taken my course before, I can speak Yoruba while
You
I'm
can.
while I'm teaching you. I can speak
Mhm.
pidgin English just to get the point across to you. I can speak
Exactly.
plain point Queen's English. If you hear me,
Exactly.
I used to tell my husband, if we're arguing, I'll say, see, if they call me come presidential villa today, I go talk, oh. You know, for believe
Exactly.
say na your wife they talk. My
What are
husband
you
will be
saying?
laughing. But he feels so proud of me, because if I
Exactly.
couldn't speak, I would not have some level of confidence. Trust me. There is this
Exactly.
there is a reduced confidence you automatically have if you cannot express yourself. When I went in for my IELTS for speaking, okay, before I went for speaking, I was overconfident. So I told myself
Hmm.
that, this one, calm down, oh, don't let overconfidence kill you. So I still took my time to revise, and I was like, okay, what is the examiner looking for? This overnight.
Exactly.
I did a pre-test with a number of people in a particular Telegram group. And when
Hmm.
I was done, in fact, before I started, I was so tense. I was extremely tense, like I was going to be in an exam hall.
Exam hall.
And I was now waiting, because three people were supposed to come before me. Those three people came before me, and I slept off. I wanted to learn. I wanted to learn from them that, okay, these people have been taking IELTS. Let me learn what they are going to say
Ah.
tonight. Lo and behold, I was watching the screen like this and I slept off. So when they called me, and that's why it's your turn to start speaking, they started throwing my questions at me, and I was answering the questions, and everybody was dropping messages in the comment section, bang, 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 bang. And I was like, what's happening? So
Hmm.
when I was now done, Everybody was like, please, who is your trainer? Please, who is your trainer? Please, who taught you? I was like, come on, like, really? I brought English from heaven. Nobody trained me, right? So now, if you missed it when you were a child, there is no problem. Do you
No
understand?
problem.
You can still
Yes.
retrace your step. Mommy here is ready to guide you all the way. She trains people internationally to learn
Yes.
English. Like, you be zombie, you not be Nigeria at all, at all, at all. Maybe you are a French, you are from France, right? And you want to learn English. That is how far she brings people. So it's not like she didn't know what she want to do with her life. She just branch enter English. She sabi wetin she wan do. So if you are failing IELTS and you are failing reading, especially if you are failing reading, it means that your problem is foundational.
Yes, exactly.
Your problem is very, very foundational. I usually tell people, go to the base, go to the foundation. Don't start cutting a tree from the leaves. If you're cutting from the
Exactly.
leaves, you will just keep dashing money to Oyibo. You will be dashing them. Your money will just be flying off. And maybe by luck, God will just have mercy on you. You will just score 7.
Exactly.
You will not score 7 after 10 attempts. Or after 12 attempts. I know someone that's taking IELTS 20 times, and I'm like, Kilo de shaye leto ba, must you
God.
travel out? Almost
My
sister in
God.
Nigeria is not that bad.
Are you for real?
I'm not lying, no. I'm very, very serious.
Wow. My God.
I said, Toba show when you're building house already. It's 3,000 times 20. So,
Wow.
you feel your one, but I believe that if you fail something, take it. If you fail something once, you should be able to sit back. I was telling my colleagues 2 days ago at work. I said, if person they fail IELTS 5 times, are you not supposed to calm down and ask yourself, what is wrong?
What is wrong?
Now, let me get a trainer. Let me get serious about this. Okay, there were some people I took IELTS with, and after the results came out, they came back to ask me, no, Sonia, how did you do it now? How did you do it now? Yes, take. How did you do it? How did you do it? And I was like, okay, first of all, if you are a busy person, get a coach. I'm a busy person.
Exactly.
I know myself. If you are a mother and you have a child, or you are breastfeeding, or you have 2 kids, you have 3 kids, you have to go to work, you have to attend to patients, and when you come back, you'll be tired, and you still want to write IELTS. How you want to take do am when you no go get coach?
I
How?
wonder.
How do you
I
want to really?
wonder.
How do you want to navigate it? It gets difficult. So that money where you they take another IELTS, Kukuma use it to look for. You don't even need to spend that much. Say sell it 15,000, 20,000, 25. Worst case scenario 60,000. I've seen people that have taken training 60,000 and they still didn't
Exactly.
pass. Now, when you don't pass IELTS, it's not the fault of your trainer.
Exactly.
It's not the fault of your trainer. Trust me. But we have not gone into IELTS. Let me not jump the gun. Let me not jump the gun. I'm sure that Ms. Adedeji will still address that one over a few
Later.
minutes, right? But basically, whether we are talking about IELTS or traveling out or JAPA or whatever or not, basically you have to get these things. There's a way you speak that people will pay for your course. If you bring a course, say this course is 100K, and I know what I'm talking about. I'm on LinkedIn and I see, when a lot of people read my profile and all of that, and they get talking with me, they'll be able to link the profile with the person. Do you understand? It will be very sad if somebody's profile is so gang, everything standing, and the day you open your mouth to talk, you're like, are ṣé n tá fẹ́ wá bá wílé èmi ò ṣe mọ́ ẹni 100K èmi gan mo lè kọ́. You say me, say I can teach this person. you expect me to pay you when you cannot even express yourself. Everything is coming out one kind. See, like mommy said before, you can train yourself to be anything. If dogs can be trained, you can train yourself. If you give yourself, see Esther, before Esther was presented to the king, do you know how much training she went through? This woman will be trained to sit down, how to sit like a queen. There was a day I was telling my husband, I want to take my children for training. I want to teach them how to sit, the etiquette, social etiquette, how to sit, how to speak, how to, there's a way to nod.
Exactly.
There's a way to nod. Have you watched these people on TVC?
Wave.
There's a way they will sit, and some people will sit in that position till the program is over.
Exactly.
You'll
Exactly.
be like, where did this person get training from? These are the small, small things that make a difference in your life. See, everything in your life, beginning from then, is not nursing, 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 nursing. Even the same
Mm.
nursing. If I step into the hospital, immediately I step into my workplace, the aura that I bring, the aura of confidence, I will say, good evening, everyone.
Mm.
The patients that are seated will raise up their head and look that, who is this nurse?
Nurse greeting us.
As in,
Eh?
just
Nurse.
your first sentence will communicate the level of seriousness that you carry around. It will speak about your brand. When you speak
Exactly.
one word, people can hear the uniqueness in your brand from just that one word. I don't say you should not be relational. People that have taken my courses, they know I relate very simple. I no get problem. If you want make I dey
Exactly.
roll for grant for you, I will roll. As long as you have paid for my course, I don't have problem with you. Do you understand? But
Exactly.
when I need to step up, do you understand? If when I need to rise up to the occasion, I know how to. And that's one thing I need
Exactly.
nurses to learn. There is a topic I said we are going to take, social etiquette. There
Hmm.
are a lot of things that make you drop in life. If people are
Exactly.
talking, if they put, oh, they say this one a doctor, this one a this one. If you are a professor, you rise, you become a prof, and you now open your mouth, you
Exactly.
cannot speak English. They'll not say on top of the prof where she prof self. She not even sabi the English, just they gbas those the
Hmm.
tense, past tense, present tense, everything just they knock each other. Bah, 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 you will even start sleeping while the person is talking. You will not be
Wow.
so excited that that person is a professor talking to you. Do you understand? If a professor in nursing is talking and she's coming down with, okay, I listened to somebody like a week ago. The person was featured in a podcast. Do you know what I
Hmm.
was looking out for? When they were
No.
reading her bio, they were like, she has a BNSC in Kiniko. In my mind, I was like, this one
Let
has
her
only
talk.
BNSC. What does she want to even teach herself?
Hmm.
I had already looked down on her just because she has just BSc. And that's okay, calm down now. Let me see how come this person got on this podcast. Immediately she started to talk.
Hmm.
I was bought over. I was so
Everywhere
proud of
became
her.
full.
I was like,
Hmm.
oh, I honestly. She was
I
speaking so
can.
sprang. When your child is talking and the child is doing sprang, you self, you will be proud that you are seeing what you are
Exactly.
spending your money on. Even if the child
Yes.
does not know mathematics, the child does not know arithmetic, the child does not know at least that English. Omo Isabian. Leave my
Hmm.
pikin, oh, I beg, just help me leave my pikin like that. Because
Exactly.
the English where they
Exactly.
teach am, she Sabian. The child
Yes.
will
So
represent you properly. There is no way my husband cannot go with me. There's no way I can't go with my husband because he knows that if I talk, I can carry conversations. If
exactly.
that's the only reason why you joined this webinar, so that any gathering you find yourself, you fit carry conversations. Anywhere
Exactly.
they kick you, if they kick you to the right, you will get them back to the middle.
Yeah.
Even if you don't know the subject matter, I usually tell people I take in my training, in my speaking training, I train speakers, right? I
Okay.
usually tell
Okay.
them that even if the subject matter, the question they asked you, you didn't know it. This is psychology. You don't need to know
Psychology.
everything.
Psychology.
Do you
Yes.
understand? If you just tell them that, oh, I'm so sorry, I don't really understand that aspect, but I am very sure to come back to you in the following week, right? I'm going to break it down to you into, even the person will forget that you said you did not know it.
Exactly.
Do you understand? It's better than somebody
Exactly.
asked a question and she said, um, and the next thing that comes out from my mouth, she has said rubbish. And
Ah.
people listening are like, wọ́n ní pé kéèyàn sọ pé hypoxia, ó wá ń sọ anorexia, ṣé wọ́n jọra wọn ni?
Kò jọra wọn o, kò jọra wọn rárá.
Oh God. So that's actually the problem. That's actually the problem. And I need more nurses to realize that these things are problem. If you continue to see it as, okay, it's not a big deal. It's not a big
Hmm.
deal. If you go to the hospital area and you're just comfortable speaking Yoruba, I speak Yoruba, I speak Pidgin. But when I open my mouth to speak English, you will bow. You will know that, yes, a nurse is attending to
Exactly.
you. You will feel excited. Like I am like this. If anywhere in the world I go, the patient will be excited that I am his or her nurse.
Exactly.
Do you understand? Not the
Exactly.
one that the way you will even talk, the person will first of all look at you and say, who is this one? Say, who is this one? What is she even talking about? I'm not saying you should not have intonations. People have intonations, but I have friends that have Nurse Franca has intonation, Nurse Imaobong
Exactly.
has intonation, but they are splendid speakers. Do you
Hmm.
understand? When they carry conversation, you will know that this person is intelligent. She knows where she's coming from. If you are a nurse, you're a practical nurse. You know how to do both. You can resuscitate. You can raise the dead. Whatever it is you can do. If you don't know how to carry yourself, if you don't know how to speak, it will drop you. It
Exactly.
will still drop you at the end of the day.
Exactly. Exactly.
So mastering English is a lifetime thing. It's not something that, oh, let me just japa. If you japa the japa finish, there's something. See, there's somebody that keeps telling me, this one with the map or UK, oh the map or the makinikon. Every day she will call me, she will say, what's up now? Money, I bet woman familiar now. So there was a day she told me, there was a day she told me something. So there was a day she told me that, do you know that as I am speaking with you, if you come to the UK, I'm sure that within a few weeks, Abi, tó bá tiẹ̀ gba band 6 direct, mo sure pé wà kọ̀ wọ̀, as in, she was like, you are not going to start from the scratch. I was like, ṣẹ́yìn lẹ fẹ́ fún mi níṣẹ́ ni, ẹ fi mí lẹ̀ jọ. So that's how much confidence you already had
Has
in
in
the way I speak, right? I don't have fears. I usually talk to people on WhatsApp that, okay, if you're in a WhatsApp group, I will say, you should talk, don't be keeping quiet. Why is it that some people don't talk on WhatsApp groups? It's not always because they are
they don't know.
introverted.
Yes.
It's not only because they don't know.
Is this
Sometimes it's because
English?
they don't know how to express themselves,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So I think it's a journey. If you start today, within a year, sincerely, you will progress. What you just need to really do is to surround yourself with speakers.
Exactly.
If you have the maid coach, if you speak with the maid coach every day, you speak with me every day on the phone. If you speak with me on the phone every day, you speak with her, and you have like 5 other people that are close to you that you speak with, your English will automatically change.
Exactly.
It is like magnets. The people you
Exactly.
relate with every day, now their English you go they speak.
Exactly.
Those, as in, you as the more you rub on with them and they rub off on you, it just sticks. That is why people relocate and start speaking Oyibo English. They'll start saying, where. It's not sometimes not because they just want to pretend. It's because it's actually rubbed off on them, because they get to hear people speak that way again and again. If I relocate with my children right now, within a month, they'll start speaking the way those people are speaking, because they are mixing up with children that speak in that manner. That's the same way it goes. If you're experiencing problems, just find the right set of people, right? Even if you're not going to go and pick up, if you not go and pick up so thank you, Grace. Yes, I can see your comments. So by the time you start relating with the right set of people, even if you don't go and pick up Brighter Grammar, there's a book called Brighter Grammar.
Yes,
right?
yes, exactly. Very
That
old book.
Very
helpful.
If you're on this call and you don't know Brighter Grammar, you were born yesterday.
Very helpful. Yes, so you are a child.
Yeah, okay. When you has finished, you say you are a child. So I know Brighter Grammar is still in the market.
Yes.
It's still very much in the market. So
to be repackaged.
Yes, I'm sure. Yes, it's possible it's repackaged. But if you are the type that you are not self-driven, people ask me a lot of questions like, how do you do these things? How do you write books so effortlessly? How do you achieve these things with it? I tell people that most of the time is passion, is determination, but there's a place of being self-driven.
Yes.
Some people need to be driven. Like now, I've told us, drop a message on the WhatsApp group, tell them we have started. So people have gotten here even before I got here. These people are self-driven. They know what is pursuing them. Do you understand? They are the one putting pressure on themselves. I know how to pressurize myself to achieve my goals. If I tell myself, the way I'll finish writing it in 1 month, trust me, I'll be done. And I'll be the one. It
Yes.
should not be my husband telling me, pé, "Ó jẹ́ kọ̀wé ẹ̀ tán, ó jẹ́ kọ̀wé ẹ̀ tán, kíní
Mm.
kan, ìwọ ló mọ̀." When I wanted to write IELTS, when I was not ready, I said I am not ready. Do you understand? And when when I needed a coach, I said I need a coach. I got a coach. In fact, I asked myself that, what am I supposed to learn from this person? I humbled myself to learn. I cannot start from here as I be English, as I be English
Ah,
does not pass IELTS. There's a structure. There is a particular expectation. It's not a matter of just blabbing away. Do you understand?
exactly.
So I humbled myself to really get the strategies. And I sat down to read. In fact, it gets so bad that sometimes I stay back at work. When I'm done with
Mm.
night shift, I still stay for another 5, 6, 7 hours. And I come home by 3 or by 4, fix afternoon food, fix night food, get myself baited, set the children up, set up their uniforms for the next day, and so that my husband will not complain, because it's like I'm putting
Yes.
a lot of more pressure on him. But I said, if I pass this thing once and for all, it's just the best. There's no point having
Exactly.
to put everybody through the emotional trauma of having to prepare again, because you are the woman. No, if you are the woman,
Yes,
anything
now.
you're experiencing, the whole world is experiencing it.
Exactly. Exactly. You have said
if
it.
you if the woman is sick, everybody is sick.
Everybody's sick,
If the
especially in your
woman is trying
house.
to write the exam, everybody's writing the
Everybody's
exam.
writing.
If the woman is
Every,
doing PhD, everybody's doing PhD.
everybody.
So, but that should not limit us and say, oh, because I have 3 kids. I know someone here, she has 4 kids. She's been dropping comments here, and I'm really proud of
Mm,
her. She took my course. When she started the
mm.
course, and she told me she had four children. In my mind,
Wow.
I was like, Omo, àwọn èèyàn bí eléyìí ni wọn ò ní participate in class. She shocked me. She
See.
shocked me. There's another woman that she has her first child is close to 30. Her
Wow.
first child is close to 30. So she's like your age group. When she
Yes.
wanted to register for my course, I said, Mommy, I'm not taking you. Oh. Me, I don't used to take
How
people
will
in
I
the
be
other
talking?
generation. Oh. She now said, see, you don't know me. Oh, you don't know me. Please don't say no. Don't say no. I said, no, me, I will say no. Me, I cannot teach Agbalagba. Oh, you people that you say you're tired, you want to sleep. You will not
Mm,
submit assignment. You will be saying that, this small girl, she's telling me to submit assignment. So when
mm.
I said those things to her, she said, no, I'm not like that. Trust me, you will enjoy me. At the end of the day, she was one of the first people to always smash her weekly goals. She'll be the first
Wow.
person to call me. Okay, I'm ready for my call. I'm ready for my call. I'll be like, Mama is ready for call. I
She's
want
chasing
young
you.
people. Yeah. She was one of the first people to finish writing her
Wow.
book. And I was like, wow, you really,
Wow.
as in, you amazed me. You swept me off my feet. She told me to. You
Mm.
too, you swept me off my feet.
Yeah,
You
that's
know, when you don't know what
awesome.
to expect. In fact, for the first time as a coach, I felt uncomfortable. I was like, for someone that is Agbalagba to be taking my course, me, I'm not comfortable with that one. No.
I can
But
relate perfectly.
yeah, and I was like, at the end of the day, she was so humble and so simple, and she was easy to teach.
Mm.
She's not the first person that I'm teaching that is that old. I've taken
Okay.
elderly people, but not for that stretch of time, and not for that kind
Wow.
of course. Because personal branding is a stressful course. It's a course
It's
that
a
will
stressful
that will
course
nearly
too.
break you if you're not ready.
It's a
I will
stressful
yank you
course.
out of the course. I used to tell them, "I yawn you down, and I will not
It's
report your money."
true. It's
Is that
true.
seriousness that I want? Because if you're not
Yes,
ready to
that's.
birth what you're supposed to birth, then why did you take the course? Why did you come aboard? If you,
No
I did
wonder.
suppose say I don't have time, I don't have time. I will not ask them, do you think I have time? Like me that I'm here, you think I have time? As I'm speaking to you, ma, I'm supposed to be on my way to night duty right now. I'm already dressed. So immediately I'm done with this call, I'm picking up my bag and I'm zooming off like people on the road that will see me say, "Oh, no, where is this woman coming from?" So it's about being well prepared. I've prepared afternoon food, I've prepared night food before we got on board. So if you don't plan, there is nothing you are going to achieve. Even the same UK
Exactly.
you want to jackpot to save, everything is planning. Everything they do there is just planning. So let
Exactly.
me let me let me hand over back to mommy so that we'll wrap up this session, right? Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
ma, over to you, ma. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Adeswa. That was awesome. Now, to continue from what Adeswa said, the English language is full of rules. It has rules, a lot of rules. And immediately you start deviating, you start speaking rubbish.
Hmm.
You first of all learn the rules. For example, for you to read perfectly, you must know the difference between the alphabet names, alphabet sounds, and the English sounds. The alphabet names, the alphabet sounds, and the English sounds. Now, the English sounds are derived from the alphabet, and the alphabet sounds are derived from the alphabet. It is now left for you to differentiate them, and not all letters sound like they look. For example, let's say A, that is the name of the letter. When you put it in car, you see that A there now is car. You must be able to hear and differentiate. That is the major reason why people don't read well and they don't speak well. Because, like Adeswa said, the foundation is already faulty. And when you are writing, there are exercises that you're supposed to partake in that will help you to write well. So when you write, the foundation has to be straight for you to be able to write well. The foundation of writing. For example, if a child starts school at 1 year, 6 months, the first exercise that you will do for that child is to drop objects on the ground. The way the child picks it will determine how you are going to approach the writing with the child.
Hello, can we hear me? It's like we have lost her.
Hello, I can
Looks
hear
like
you.
we lost Mrs. Adedeji.
Can you hear me now?
So I'll wait for her to reconnect.
Can you hear me now?
Miss Adedeji, if you can hear me, you can drop a message.
Okay.
Right? And we're going deep into those rules of English language. Please let me know if you can hear me. Just drop a comment. You're welcome. The leper has taken light, so I now plug it. No, I'm plugging my phone is plugged to the power bank. Where? Which one? My phone?
Tolu.
Why are you mentioning it again and again?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma, I can hear you now, ma.
I'm so sorry. I don't know where I
Okay.
stopped, but I remember I was
Oh,
saying English
yes, the
has
rules of
rules.
English. Yeah.
Okay. So the rules of English, they are complicated, but like I said, concentrate on the one that resonates with you faster. When you are learning, concentrate on the ones that resonate with you faster. Do not rush yourself. Sometimes we have so many targets that we begin to rush ourselves and end up making a mess of situations. So don't rush yourself. Take it gradually. For example, let me tell you, nouns. What is the meaning of noun? When we were in primary school, they say noun is in any name of any person, animal, place, or things. That is the explanation they gave us. And that is the definition that we were using. But that definition is not complete. And that definition is not complete, is not easy to understand. But I define nouns as anything that has a name is a noun. Anything that has a name is a noun. Now, let's take categories, for example. Your feeling when you want to eat, that feeling that you have when you want to eat is called hunger. So that is the name of a noun. But that noun, you cannot touch it, you cannot feel it, you cannot hold it, but you know that it exists. That is why it is called abstract noun. Abstract noun cannot be seen, it cannot be held, it cannot be counted, but in your emotion, you know that that thing exists. So everything that you feel in your emotion that you cannot hold, you cannot count, you cannot arrange, they are what we call abstract noun. You see that is a name too. So when you understand the basics of knowing what goes where and how it is used, your English journey is always very, very simple. So know the basics. The basics, that is what you should know. Where does what go? How does what operate? And when am I supposed to use them? Those are the three questions you ask yourself when you are learning the English language. And this will help you to go a long way in speaking, listening, writing, and reading. So don't be afraid to face any challenge concerning the English language. You have, like Adeswa said, you have people around you that you can call at any point in time. You can chat up at any point in time to rescue you from issues that may arise from these four aspects of the English language. So, as a professional that I am, I know how to teach children how to read. I know how to teach adults how to read. I know how to teach professionals how to read. There are different ways of going about it, and I know them perfectly. A professional might have an amateur's challenge. So we use the amateur's strategy to help the professional attach it to his professional work and then perfect it. So learn what you have to learn at particular times at your own pace. Don't rush yourself. If you get to a place where you are stuck, take a break, take a breather, leave the book. Maybe you read another book entirely different from what you are learning at that point to be able to refresh, and then you come back. Most courses that we take in the English language, professional courses online, they tell you it is self-paced. That means nobody is rushing you. You are taking your time. Nobody is checking time for you. But the only thing is that you have to be accountable to yourself to consistently set out time to study. If it is 30 minutes that you can study, you use 30 minutes. If it is 1 hour, use 1 hour. If it is 2 hours, use 2 hours. But do not neglect your studies. That is when you will be able to make progress. Like I was saying, now, I said nouns, they have they are names of anything and everything that you know is a noun. Now, what is a verb? Anything that I can do, whether physically or mentally, is a verb. Anything I can do physically or mentally is a verb. physically running, mentally thinking, physically eating, mentally meditating, physically jumping, mentally remembering. So when you remember that, basically verbs are words that you can do physically and mentally. You will know how to identify them by separating the ones that are physical from the ones that are mental, so that when you find them in any sentence, you'll be able to use them. And when you want to express yourself in the English language, you'll be able to know how to use the mental verbs and how to use the physical verbs. Now, what about adjectives? Adjectives tell us more about the noun. So what is a noun? Name. So the noun also can also be referred to. Pronoun too is something that you use when you don't want to use a name. So if you see a pronoun and you see a noun where they are in a sentence and you see an adjective describing them, you will know that it's an adjective because it is telling you more about that person. And what are the adjectives? Beautiful, beautiful, lazy, hardworking, sad, kind, wicked, hot, cold, warm, lukewarm. So they are describing either the noun or the pronoun, and on and on and on and on like that. Then verbs, present tense, past participle, that's verb. For noun, plural, singular, collective, abstract. And for adjective, more, most. He is a good boy, he is better, and he's best. That's what you use for adjectives. You know, you use the word, the comparative, and the superlative. That is what you use for adjectives, and so on. So all those words are used to develop our vocabulary. Your vocabulary develops when you learn the parts of speech in depth. You learn them beyond a noun is the name of an animal, person, place, or thing. You learn them beyond a verb is an action word. So as you continue to learn, you continue to read, you continue to check up the meaning of words. When you check up the meaning of a word today and you have mastered it, the next day use it in a sentence. If you use it in a sentence and the people that around you don't understand, you explain. That is how to be a good speaker. People should be able to understand you per time, not the one that you use one grammar and people will be wondering, is he abusing us or what is he saying? So for those of you listening that have foundational problems, you have to deal with those foundations for you to be able to control how you speak, to be able to control how you express yourselves in public and even around your friends. They should be able to take you anywhere and be proud of you. Learning the English language is not because you want to pass the exam, but because you want to deal with life with more confidence. Some of us are church workers. We cannot read the Bible in church because we are not confident of how we speak. Some of us are maybe they call us educated wives in a family where speaking English is like buying new clothes, and you cannot express yourself because not because you don't want to, but because the foundation on which you have started your journey is faulty. So most times you avoid speaking because you know that one way or the other you will commit a blunder. So you just keep quiet. No, somebody is depending on you maybe being an expert in expressing yourself so that he or she can learn. So even if you do not want to learn the English language because of yourself, learn because of the people around you. Learn it because of your son. Learn it because of your daughter. Learn it because of your husband. Some people, their husbands cannot take them out because they cannot express themselves. They are afraid that they might disgrace them. So in order to avoid that, they leave them at home. Not because they don't desire to, but the fear of, let this woman not go and speak one thing that we don't understand. Let me just leave her at home. Some of you are passing through that. Some, it might be in class, you want to answer a question, and immediately you try to raise your hand, that consciousness will say, what do you want to say? You that cannot even speak English. And you drop your hand. No, you have to build your confidence to be able to face any storm concerning the English language, no matter how it comes. If it comes in the garment of reading, you are ready. It comes in the garment of speaking, you are there. If it comes in the garment of writing, you write it. And if it comes in the garment of listening, you are also capable of standing up to the occasion and dealing with it accordingly. So I do not know if anybody has a question in the comment section or as you are listening, but I know that no matter the question, no matter the aspect, you can always reach out. Nosadiswa will always reach out and let me know what I can do to help. I also have strategies I have put in place to help people with different challenges confronting them about the English language. So you do not have to be afraid of anything. Now, concerning listening, most of us do not listen well. We do not listen well. When you listen, you must listen to get an information from whatever the person is saying before you decide to respond. You must listen for details so that when you talk, it will not be amiss. A good listener automatically is a great speaker because you listen to facts, you listen to information, you listen to emotions, and then you now react based on how equipped you are. Speaking is an art that can only be mastered when you listen well. And listening helps you to gather your thoughts together. When you gather your thoughts together, you will be able to say what you have to say, when you have to say them, and it will give you a cue on how you say them so that the people around you would understand perfectly. Part of the skills for speaking is fluency. And what is fluency? Fluency is speaking in a comfortable way that will make it easier for your audience to understand. Like I'm speaking now, anybody, whether from America, Korea, Pakistan, wherever they are listening from, as I am speaking, they will understand me. I'm not interested in speaking the language because I want to impress anybody. When you speak because you want to impress, you end up making a mockery of what you want to say because most people will know that you are pretending to be what you are not. So you speak based on your own comfort, not based on how you want people to see you. When you are comfortable, people will understand you. When you are comfortable, people will relate with you. When you are comfortable, that is when you will give value. But when you are uncomfortable, that is when you start hearing people saying, actually, you know, as I was saying, well, when you hear someone talking in that manner, the person's thoughts are not gathered together. The person's thoughts are not collected. That is why the person is talking that way. So learn to speak collected. I mean, you gather your thoughts together. Don't speak anyhow. If you want to talk about the season that we are in now, we are in dry season. You must know the name of the season. You must know the month when the dry season happens. You must know the characteristics of how dry season is and you must know the effect of dry season. So you gather your thoughts together, you can write them on a sheet of paper and put them like points. When you talk about one, you maybe use a gesture to peep into what you have written, because you might forget. So they don't really need to know that you have a paper on you that you are checking the points from. You just check your points, say what you want to say, and then you wait for feedback. The way they will react will make you know if you will continue or you repeat what you have said. Because when you are talking, your audience will always give you feedback by their expressions and how they are understanding what you are saying. So if they do not understand, you see it in their expression. So learn to speak with calculated intentionality, not
Mm,
anyhow.
mm.
Calculated intentionality. You cannot afford to speak anyhow. So whenever you are in the midst of people and there's cause to speak, first of all, survey the environment. What are they talking about? Okay, what can I contribute?
So,
Before you now say
okay.
something. So may your learning and your intentionality yield results. And I believe that it will, because when you find time to listen to people like us give value, it means you are ready to move to the next level. And I believe and trust that God willing, He will give you the grace and the opportunity to move forward. Thank you so much. Adesua.
Ah, intentionality. That's the that's the key word in this in this in this aspect of the webinar. Intentionality. Anything that has
Yes,
to do with English speaking actually is
yes,
intentionality.
yes,
It
exactly.
is intentionality. You if
Exactly.
you there's something I want us to think about.
Okay.
Everything that Mr. Adedeji has said, there are things that you can actually practicalize. You just need
Exactly.
to get out a book, write out these points, right? And then decide to be intentional about doing those things,
Exactly.
right? Just the way we used to behave when we were in primary school, that if somebody said something, we want to copy what that person said.
Exactly.
There are many vocabularies we say that we didn't bring from heaven, like this slang. Um what are all these funny slangs we used to say that used to rain? Some slangs we rain and pass, another said to
Yes.
start. Like this almost I'm even saying.
Um,
I don't even know where I picked it.
OPP, OPP, OPG.
Which one is OPP?
Opopa.
Oh, you know that one.
OPG, Opogan.
Ó pọ̀ gan-an. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ta ló ń kọ́ yín? Who is teaching you all these things?
My children, oh, when they say it, me too, I will grab it as if I don't know anything. Then when I say, they say, hey, mommy.
OPPOR ó pọ̀. As in, so it's the same way you learn the rubbishes. That's the same way you can learn the ideal. The
Exactly.
ideal. I
Exactly.
think, in fact, one area where it's good to be a copycat is in this area,
Yes,
sincerely.
so, yes.
As in, there's just if you want to be a copycat in, okay, there was a time that my daughter was asking me that, mommy, what's this thing you're always saying? I said I'm speaking in tongues, and I said, can I also? I said it's better for you to copy speaking in tongues than to copy one
Exactly.
one rubbish that one Agbero is saying something. Yes,
Exactly.
she doesn't
Exactly.
understand what she's doing, but I know that she will still come to that understanding. My husband to say
Exactly.
that too. So it's even better for you to copy things that make sense. Like if somebody is saying, okay, ideally,
Ideally.
sincerely, in fact, you need to be
Right?
intentional, right? Do you understand? You're trying
Really?
to clear,
Really?
really,
Are you
really?
kidding me?
Are
Then
you
no.
kidding me? Right?
Exactly.
If you are even going to bring out a book, that's what we call intentionality. If you're even
Yes.
going to bring out a book and write those things down one by one, that okay, I want to find trouble this afternoon. Oh, let me start using this one before you know. From play, you started it as jokes, but before you know it, you will just get used to it, and it would
Exactly.
indirectly add to your vocabulary. When started, she's talked about your vocabulary. You are not above your vocabulary. You cannot ride above your vocabulary, because it's
E-
what you have stored in your head that you are going to speak out, right? Even the
Exactly.
manner of speaking it can be copied. If you are going to take the next 1 month, that this 1 month, is copycat I want to be doing, just open
Exactly.
BBC. What are all these channels? These channels where you see people speaking good English. This time you are not listening to them to learn what they are talking about. You are listening to them to mimic the way they are speaking.
Exactly.
Trust me, before you do this for 3 months, you have mastered. You will smash your speaking. You will even smash your listening. You are going to you, re, reading and writing will just be something that you need to be more intentional about, because I think
Exactly.
those ones are the tougher
Yes.
ones. And trust
Exactly.
me, when I started, I said I was going to prepare a course and explain how I passed IELTS in one sitting. There are
Hmm.
actually some things that you need to do. If you do those
Exactly.
things, you will pass, except your problem is foundational, which I will now say, okay, oh, please pack your bag and go and meet Mrs. Adedeji, please. I don't have I don't have a solution to that one.
And that's why I've noticed that this foundational problem gets so bad that some people do not know that there are some letters that when you see them, the way they sound is the way you pronounce them, not the way you see them. Let me give you an example.
Yes.
For example, now, the word epitome is epitome, but some people will call it epitome of beauty because they call
So
some, you know, that some. So when they want to
yeah.
call epitome, because the om
So
is there, instead of saying epitome, they will not say because some
e-
is some, so epitome
epitome is epitome.
is
Okay,
epitome
now I've learned that one this night.
is epitome is is epitome. Then
Oh God.
the you know that qu in queen is queen, is
Let's
queen.
see.
And et is earth. Now
See,
if you spell bouquet, it's called bouquet, but some people will say bouquet,
yes,
bucket,
it's
some people say
bouquet. Okay,
bucket.
bouquet. Is it bouquet or bouquet?
Is bouquet or bouquet, anyone.
No.
It could be American, it could be British. So it's all
Okay. So which one is British? Bouquet?
I can't really tell whether bouquet or I can't. It's confusing except I check. But
Okay,
I know that one
one
is
thing I
American,
used to know about British words, that British words sounds more abnormal. American
abnormal.
words sound more direct, like
So
just the way they are saying it, the way they just pronounce it and move. They don't have
exactly.
problem with
But
complication.
sometimes it
Then
gets confusing. You have to confirm because it's almost similar. It's somehow
okay,
confusing somehow.
okay.
So when you read, for example, now SEE is C and SEA too is C. And if I want to explain it now, I will say I see with my eyes. So you know that it's
Mm,
SEE. So I am going to the
mm,
sea. I'm going to the sea
mm,
because I love to see the waves. You know that it's
mm,
water. So
mm,
when you speak the English language and there are conflicting things like that, you should be
mm,
explicit so that you not say,
mm,
I want to go and see the river in the sea. A child that is listening to you will write one of both. You
mm,
write SEE and SEE, except you explain. And the explanation is because the foundation is good. That is why the child can identify. A child that does not have a good foundation will be an adult that is confused with knowing
mm.
which one is SEE and which one is SEA.
EA.
Yes. So the English language, as much as it is complicated, learn the one that you use daily, like professionals that you are. Learn the ones that you know that you have contact with every time. At home
Every
with your
time.
kids. At home with your kids, if you
Mm,
have kids, what do they say when they are doing their homework? Tell them the
mm,
right words.
mm,
In church, are you a teacher in children church? What kind of English do you speak? Are you an usher? When people are entering church, what do you say? Are you an interpreter? So you are not learning the English language because you want to pose. It cuts across every aspect of your life, whether you want to agree or not?
Mm.
If you say, I'm not educated now, what if you decide to take a course and you are educated and they send you to a seminar to represent them? What are you going to speak there?
Mm.
Are you going to call your neighbor? Ah, she's the one that's been explaining to me. Hello, they said niche. Please, what is niche? Help me to check. Read it so that so it's more than what you can handle alone. You need
Mm.
guidance. So look for the people that can help you on this journey so that when you stand up, you will stand out.
Mm. Mm.
When you stand
Deep.
up, if they tell you to lead prayer in your church and you start speaking the English language, people will say, wow. You know,
Mm.
when let us pray for Nigeria, pray. No, pray. No, let us pray for Nigeria. As you are praying, pray that the soil of Nigeria will be fertile. As you are praying, pray that the
Mm.
citizens will prosper. As you are praying, pray for
Mm.
yourself that your business. That is how to, when you speak in and you lead prayer. Every time, pastor will call you to lead prayer, man. Forget. Not pray. What are
Mm.
you? Somebody came late and the person is entering. He doesn't know the prayer point. And you are saying
Mm.
pray. What would the person be praying about? But when you begin to
Mm.
put all those points, okay, as you are praying for Nigeria, begin to pray that all the farmers in Nigeria will have good yields. And when there's food,
Mm.
the nation is happy. When there's food,
Yeah.
there's money. When there's food, there's health. So the person went, okay, they are praying for Nigeria. And the person will key in. But you enter prayer and then pray. What are they praying about?
The
And you
person
start
will
looking
even
at
be excited to pray because the prayer point is flowing well from your mouth.
exactly. So it's not about I want to go and pass ielts. You, as a single lady, do you know if your husband will be a pastor? Is it when you marry him that you go and start preparing for English? You prepare now. Imagine Adesua got married when she didn't know how to speak English. You can imagine the wahala that she will put her husband in. The husband will not be posing with her. He'll be afraid to take her out because he knows that she can speak one thing now. Don't worry, stay at home. I will go alone. So whether you are young, whether you are old, whether you are gray, whether you are a child, learning is something that doesn't go out of season, especially
Mm.
when it concerns the English language. It never goes out of season. Imagine if Adesola did not know how to speak English, who will call her for webinar? Nobody. Who will call her to
Mm.
do brand influence? Nobody will want to even associate with her. So one way or the other, you need it. And it's advisable that you start as early as possible so that by the time the challenge to express yourself comes, you would have equipped yourself. It will not catch you unawares. You will be ready. If they say, okay, let's talk about banking, even if you are not a banking and finance expert, you know that banking, there's cashier in banking, there's
Yeah.
there's a money in banking.
Yeah.
So you coin your own conversation and they will now listen. So, okay, yes, she's making sense. Not that what did we say? Kilabe kileju, like Yoruba people
What
will
is
say.
she saying? What is she talking
So
about?
so and learn to listen before you jump into conversation. Like Adesu said earlier, if you are not sure, say, though I don't really understand the bearing of this conversation, but from the word that the last speaker said, I would suggest that we use a more emotional approach to tackle this problem. You keep quiet. Somebody will be okay, emotional approach. Okay, that means you should put your you give them assignment. Give them assignment.
Avio. Ah.
So Adesu, over to you.
Hey. Thank you so much, Ma. This has been a very, very powerful session.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
thank you, thank you.
Thank you
I
for
hope
the
we have been
opportunity.
dropping. I hope we've been dropping feedbacks on the WhatsApp group because that's very important. How many people joined us? 13 people. That's really
Wow.
serious. Oh. 13
Wow.
people out of
Wow.
more than 1,500 people. This is really serious.
You know the challenge. Many are called, but few are chosen. Now, when the opportunity arises, it is the ones that are serious in today's webinar that you will first of all call on the table of
Yeah,
opportunity before you now
yeah,
remember the
that's how.
ones.
Mm,
That's how it is. It's like they only remember your
mm,
name on the table of opportunity when they remember what you have given to them.
mm.
If you have not been
That's
useful,
true.
nobody will call you for anything. So you have been useful by coming. So when the opportunity arises for you to be called, you will be called.
That's very true. That's very true. I key into that and I synchronize with that.
Exactly,
So
exactly.
I want you to encourage others that were not here to do well to listen to this recording, right?
Mm,
They should do
mm.
well to read. If this is just an introductory session, because like I said before, we cannot in one night say everything about English language. English language is very wide,
Yes,
and I'm going to my fourth decade in life, and I'm still learning some new words. So if
exactly.
I could still be learning some new words, it means that growth and learning never stops.
It
Growth
never
and learning
stops.
never stops. Even see, I don't even need you to even feel somehow, because even the Oyibo that created English self, most Africans we understand English past them already. If you
Exactly,
really put us on the same pedestal, some of us speak better English. So don't feel somehow, don't feel like, oh, these people are the people that really understand it, they really get it.
exactly,
No, maybe their intonation is different, their location is different, but it doesn't mean that you don't know better. It doesn't mean you don't
exactly,
understand. Our educational system is one of the best in the world, and
exactly,
that's one thing I will always be proud of Nigerians for. Our educational systems are our educational system is very fantastic. If you
exactly,
happen to know English when you were in primary school, you should be very thankful to your parents and to your teachers, because
exactly.
they've actually done the best. And I respect a lot of Ghanaians. Ghanaians do they do justice to the English language. You
Too
need to
much.
see Ghanaians speak. You need to see some Ghanaians speak English. I went to a
Ghanaians are
Ghanaian
good.
school, as in a school
Ah,
that was owned by a Ghanaian. If you hear
wow.
our proprietors speak, you will love the English language. You will
Hmm.
just love the English language so much. So I want to say thank you to everybody for being a part of this. Right? If we are going to have a second session, we will let you know. Right? But
Exactly.
if you really want to be intentional about your journey, please feel free to reach out to Mrs. Adedeji. Right? Please feel free to. I'm going to be dropping our contact on the group, right? I'm going to be dropping our contact. I'll drop our contact after this session. So if you really need help, if you see your life as something that is worth investing into, please, this is the best time to start. Now is the best time to start. If you see yourself as a leader and you see yourself in international spaces, representing your family members, representing your country, the best time to start working on yourself is now. Don't wait till
Exactly.
when opportunities come suddenly and catches you unaware, and then you have to decline offers just because
Hmm.
you are not confident, just because you feel, oh, I don't think I'll be able to do this thing because I don't speak well. No,
Hmm.
don't let it get to that level. It doesn't have to get that bad before you decide to work on yourself. Anything can be worked on, like we said before, and some things are actually easier than each other. If you're excited about English language, then you will learn.
Exactly.
If you are excited about the English, that you will learn. Like I said before, you can start small, right? But if you know that you have a test to take, if you have a test to take, please do well to reach out to me. There is help. Don't stay on your own and suffer, and
Exactly.
then go through what word will I even use it? Blackmail, emotional
Blackmail.
trauma, just because you feel,
Depression.
oh, these people sabi, now only me no sabi, all these people sabi and no
Hmm.
sabi. Let me just keep to myself. I don't know
Hmm.
anything. Trust me, for you to be alive today, there is a purpose. So don't
Yes.
look down on yourself and say, oh, that they are the one that know it, me, I don't know it. One thing I usually tell people that take my course is that you can do anything.
Exactly.
There is nothing like I don't even like hearing that word I cannot.
I don't like it.
Except if that thing is highly professional, like maybe designing. Maybe you want to do work of a graphic designer. I know you will not do it as perfectly as the graphic designer. So
Exactly.
I may say,
Exactly.
okay, hold on. When you learn and you get better, then you can now begin to explore this one. And even that one is done by practice. Is constant practice, just the way you are practicing how to speak English. It's still the same
Exactly.
constant practice that you will apply to everything. If you want to learn how to be a butcher today, you have to learn how to lift the knife and hit
Exactly.
it on that bone, and it will break immediately. There is a process to even to cook. You remember the first time you cooked food, the food was nonsense, like everybody laughed at you. But now
Abi
now you
amala,
are the
amala
chief
with
cook.
lump.
As in, some people can even cook for wedding. I was talking to one of my colleagues. I said, abeg o, na only house food I sabi cook o. I no fit cook for ceremony. She said, if the ceremony be 1 million people, I go cook am. As in,
Ah,
so that's the level to which she has worked on herself.
yourself.
Opportunity presented itself and she
And
grabbed it,
she grabbed
and
it.
she decided to work on herself. So now this opportunity is being presented to you. Are you going to take it? Right?
Mm.
So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you so
Adedekwe,
much.
for being a part of this. We are so excited to have
Thank you
you.
so much.
You have
I'm
really
honored.
impacted our life tonight, and we
Thank you
will
so
never,
much.
as in, we will never forget this. We hope to
Thank you
see
so
some
much.
voice notes and some write-ups concerning this meeting, so that some people
Really?
will be gingered to listen. Yes, so that they'll be gingered
Exactly.
to listen to this to watch this session on YouTube. Right? Thank you so
Exactly.
much, ma.
Thank you so
Eshe
much.
Goni, ma. God
Thank
bless
you. I'm
you.
honored.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
everyone, for being a part of this. Some people stayed from the beginning to the end. I want to say a
Eh,
big thank you to all those people. Thank you. God bless you. See you
Thank
later.
you.
Our webinar for the month will hold next week. So please do well to be a part of it. Right? Thank you so much. I'll go and vote. So vote tomorrow. If you are in
Yes,
Nigeria,
so
make sure you vote. Thank you, ma.
bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank
Bye
you.
bye.